Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you.
Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you every fucking game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
It's showtime. The jackals, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody, runs like the wind, eats everything in his path. Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights. I'm your host, Mikey. That is Tommy, and it's AFC Championship week. Tommy,
That it is, and it's time. It is time. That's why I played that clip. We got to show the Kansas City Chiefs what we're all about, and this is the year for us to do that, man. I listen. I'm confident, man. I really am. I feel at ease with this team, with this game coming up. It sucks we're going to be missing Rap, which you'll get to in a minute,
Yep.
but this is the healthiest we've been in an AFC Championship game since 2020. So here it is again. It's the rematch that everyone's been waiting for, and since the 13 seconds that is, and yeah, let's do it. Now, obviously, we had the Division I last year, but this is the AFC Championship rematch that we had in 2020.
It is.
This is it. This is a little bit different. This is winner goes to the big dance. So this is unbelievable, Mikey. I can't believe we're here. This is
4 years
unreal.
ago. 4 years ago, we went.
Yeah.
We felt like we were on the cusp.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we had some hiccups along the way. 13 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, the season
Field
that was
goal.
drowned by just event after event after event.
Yeah.
Last year's wide right. We blow it up and we say, okay, you know what I mean? It's time to reset. And here we are at the doorstep again.
It's unbelievable. It really is. I mean, I was confident in this team making the playoffs this year. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't so confident in Super Bowl, but you never know what can happen in the playoffs. But this team has really impressed me this year, how they came together, how they all bought into Joe Brady's offensive scheme. Even Sean McDermott has grown on me a little bit this season because even he has changed a little bit in his coaching ways. And I believe that's why we're here too. I believe people had to change their ways a little bit. And Sean McDermott had to change a little bit. And Josh Allen had to change a little bit. And that's why we're here. I really, truly believe that change was necessary. It wasn't a drastic change, but it was just enough change to get us where we're at right now, I believe. Because Josh Allen, like I said, Josh Allen even had to change, right? Just his philosophy of taking what the defense has given them.
The defense has changed.
Absolutely, right? Got younger and the depth and
you're seeing more
Bobby Babbage. Yeah, Bobby Babbage.
Aggressiveness.
Being aggressive.
Man
yeah.
man. We saw some 4-3 this year. Like things that we haven't done. And, since year one of McDermott, you're starting to see this year. I think the biggest change, though, was on the offensive side of the ball. Everybody eats that they talked about being balanced. Our offensive line gelling. Connor McGovern actually being an upgrade over Mitch Morris. That was a concern at the beginning of the year.
We
weren't sure what we were getting. David Edwards sliding in,
right.
Brown taking the next step. Dion taking another step. Cybo taking a step.
Yeah.
It's different. Last week when we sat down and we just ran the ball.
Yeah.
As much as it frustrated me, they have conviction and it worked.
Yeah, absolutely. Got the job done. And that's really ultimately what the goal is, right? To get the dub and move on to the next round. And that's exactly what the Buffalo Bills did last week. That's what they've been doing all season, really. But I'm cool with it, man. As long as we get the job done and get the ultimate goal, which is a Super Bowl, I don't care how they get it done, man.
Not to be negative right away, but I think Benford doesn't play, then we lose. Benford's going to play. He's been out on the field all week, very much like who was it last week? Ray Davis.
Ray Davis, yeah. Who took a way bigger shot.
I think he's going to play, and I think we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Roy, I wasn't saying that the wide right was to win the game. I'm saying we lost the game after the wide right. He didn't tie it.
Correct.
He had a chance to tie it, and he didn't do it.
Correct.
So those were hiccups.
Right. Exactly. Which was a hiccup. Absolutely was.
I
still think we should have not have gone for the field goal, in my opinion. There was just too much time left on the clock, even if we make the field goal.
We couldn't have gone for it because
I would have gone
all before of it. It was like 7.
I know, but you knew there was time left on the clock, right? He faked.
You don't go for it on 4th and 7.
We've gone through this before. Listen, in the win, that's a decent field goal. I'm not giving them any chance. And he knows by fake punting earlier in the game that he could not stop that Kansas City Chiefs offense. So even if Bass makes it there's so much time for them to go down the field to win that game. I'm just saying, if I could rewind time, I would say, fuck it. I'm going to leave it in Josh's hand for 4th.
I want no part of going for it after the 2 plays that we ran before that.
Well, the first play we talked about was, a sliver away.
And then the second play, he, free runners and ran through the way.
Yeah, I get it, but okay, so let's Josh Allen, Tyler Bass. I'm gonna go Josh Allen and kill the clock if we get the first down and just end the game. I'm just saying, if I was back in that predicament again, let's say hypothetically we're back there again, and that is up again.
They're kicking.
I am not trusting Tyler Bass on a windy day. I'm just saying, in Buffalo, windy day, he has not been. I'm just saying it. I don't know.
51
he's been better. He's been better, but I'm just saying, I at that point, I don't want to give them any time. 0 time. You don't think zero, zilch, nothing.
And then that's a McDermott failure. Then if that's how you're looking at it, as we chucking the ball. Rather than running the ball when at that.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, I don't want to give. We've been down this road before. You cannot give Patrick Mahomes a minute left. You can't give him 13 seconds left. Have we not learned? No, fuck that, dude. If we're back in that predicament, I'm just saying, a long field goal over. I get what you're saying. I totally get it, but that's way too much time on the clock. Because I'm telling you, how many times have you seen Mahomes go down the field and win a game with a minute left?
No, I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm telling you, playing the odds, you take the field
odds
goal
would
there.
fail. The odds would see.
The odds are kicked.
I agree. Last week, because no matter what, even if Baltimore goes down and score, which they did, by the way, very fast, and get the 2-point conversion. So what? We still have some time. We go to overtime, even if there's no time left on the clock. We still go in overtime. This predicament, if we make the field goal, it was just tied. and they have a minute left to go down and field goal game
or
over.
we take the shot of after
Yeah,
seeing what I saw before that. I'm not, again.
Yeah, I'm just saying I
wouldn't.
I would not do that.
And I would kick the field goal again in order to if 4th and 7, yeah. 4th and 3, no, I'm going for it. 4th and 7, take the points.
A long field goal against that team, minute left.
But it wasn't a long field goal. It was 40-something yards.
42. He blew it.
Yeah, right. It wasn't even a long field goal. So at that point, Steve comes in and says, I believe this is not McDermott's defense anymore. This is Babbage's defense. We have done, we've done the things McDermott would never do in the past. The coordinators are running the show. I do agree with that. I think McDermott still has a say on how things are going, but ultimately I would agree that he's turned it over to his defense.
I think he's trusted him more. Doesn't mean I still think he has his hands on it at times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, want to go around the league real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, around the league. We'll start in Las Vegas. They have a new head coach.
Oh,
they have a new old head coach.
Okay.
Pete Carroll is taking over the reins.
Pete Carroll in there? Oh no, I'm just looking for your. I don't know what happened to. I think somebody erased your news little thing that I used to have for you. Oh no, it's here. High five. All right, go ahead. Right. So I thought somebody erased it.
They said Eagles Hurts progressing, may wear a knee brace.
Oh,
what do you think about that? With
I think
they put it in his hands late in that game when he obviously couldn't run. Like, what were they doing?
I have no idea. Trying to get the win.
But he couldn't run, and he was like a sitting duck.
I don't know. Listen, man, they're just going with their star quarter. I understand what you're saying, but he's going to play. There was no doubt in my mind he wasn't going to play. All right. I will say this though: the Commander, he is not going to be 100. We already know this.
Yeah,
that's a big deal, right? Listen, you never know. Now having your quarterbacks banged up, and by the way, who's to say he makes it through the whole game? Mm-hmm. I'm just throwing that out there, and if he doesn't, oh my God, you may be seeing a Washington team going to the Super Bowl if he can't make it through the whole game. But yeah, he's playing.
Yeah, the Commanders did lose their best Sam Cosmi. It's their right guard, which was rough. I did see that as well. Spears kind of hits it. This year just feels different with the Bills.
It does.
This year just feels different. It's a different team. Like, this isn't the most talented team we've had.
No,
at all.
No,
but it's probably the team that plays the best together. The most complementary team. You know what I mean? They play complementary football across the board. It's odd. Like, the defense isn't the best defense that we've had.
No.
It's the most balanced off. It's not even the most. You're right. It's not the most. It's not even the best offense, but it's the most balanced offense we've ever had.
It's the most. Yeah, I think this is the most balanced offense. This is the most. I also think this is the best offensive line play we've had. Mm-hmm. Now, last year was really good, but I think this year they stepped up again. So you got to take that in consideration too when we're talking about balance, because if they're you can't be balanced if your offensive line isn't doing their job with run blocking. So and pass protection. So they have stepped up this year. So listen, man, I just feel like everyone, the only superstar on this team, or only real big name, is Josh Allen. Everybody else is kind of building their name right now. We don't have that big time guy on the other side, which is the defensive side. We don't have a Stephon Diggs anymore. You know what I mean? Like, we just have a bunch of guys playing together, fighting for each other. They all, like I said, they all balled in. There's no selfishness. I love the Amari Cooper interview that they talked him, and he's just like
checking the ego at the door.
Yeah, man. He's just like, look, man, I just can't believe I'm finally here. Like, I worked all my life and I'm here finally. So I don't give a shit. Like, whatever is asked for me to do. You know what I mean? So I love that about him. Just wants to win, man. And not a lot of players, believe it or not, are like that, man. A lot of players just want theirs and, want to look good. And no matter what happens, the outcome. But I don't think we have that on this team. Not that I'm aware of. Not that I see.
No, not that I see either. Connor comes and says the sigh of relief when I saw Bailey Inspector is questionable. He hasn't even been activated yet. They just opened his 21-day window. Now I hope they don't decide to
Get
open
him the
up.
hell out of here. I don't want to see
no part of that guy.
No part of
With
that guy.
Cole Bishop starting, might they activate Hyde? No, Hyde's not. Just
No,
so you know,
Hyde is
not being activated.
Nothing. I mean, McDermott couldn't have screamed it out louder.
Jason, never seen so many Bills fans this year. And now most of the NFL is Bills fans because nobody wants the Chiefs to win.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, I get it. You know, like they are the new England Patriots, right? Like enough already. I totally understand that. But you know what? If we ever won and we won again, we would get that. You know what I mean? Like, so I remember Buffalo got that in the 90s when we kept going back to the Super Bowls. People were so angry that we kept going back, like enough already. You know what I mean? So like, trust me, I get it. So we've also, by the way, we've been here before as far as fans hating us by going to Super Bowl. So I understand. Like if you're a Chiefs fan, it's like, damn, fuck you. We don't give a shit. Right. That's how I felt.
We've been there
in
too.
the 90s. Yeah. Yep. I was like, I don't give a shit. Beat us then. Right. You know, do something about it.
This is Allen Mahomes' fourth playoff matchup. For context, Brady and Manning only met 5 times. Listen, this is the fourth, and neither one of them are 30 yet. You're going to see many more Mahomes Allen's matchups.
Yeah,
they've been the two best teams since they've come in. You know what I mean?
Yep. And we got a breakdown tonight for you guys. Brought to you by our silent co-host of the Allen versus Mahomes timeline, which is pretty cool to go through. So,
yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's nice. It'll be interesting. Also, no quarterback has ever lost 4 times in a playoff to another quarterback. Hopefully, Allen avoids that Sunday. Like if we play our game, we're gonna win.
Yeah, I feel confident about that as well.
I'm confident about that.
100%. If we continue to do what I said the Bills should do, which is get a cushion. Defense gets some early stops in the first half, right? The offense is playing like got out the gate fast. We should be fine. You know what I mean? It's all about how we start. That's it. That first half is going to mean a lot. We do not want to play catch up in the playoffs. Like if we're playing catch up against the Chiefs coming out of the first half, then I would start to worry a little bit. But if we get a nice little cushion like we did against the Broncos and the Ravens, we'll be just fine. I really do. And I feel like that's going to be the case. So, or I'm hoping so.
Yep. We'll have to see. Spence says, I feel like they're just ready for this moment. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's just grateful to be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
It didn't seem like it was too big for anybody, which is nice. Let's keep going through around the league. Patriots Peppers was acquitted of assault. Did you see that?
No.
He about mid-year, he got in trouble, got arrested, tossed in. I went on, didn't play again for the rest of the year, basically. He was acquitted today. The big one, and this is something that me and you talked about, the Texans fire OC Bobby Slowick.
Ooh, yeah.
We talked about this. Now, Brady's still up for the head coaching job in New Orleans.
That he is.
If he gets it, Bobby Slowick will be an ideal candidate to come in here.
Absolutely. But will McDermott want to? Will McDermott, like he has been since he's pretty much was hired as head coach, does he want to go outside and hire, or would he hire within? Get what I'm saying? Like that would be my only thinking with that. It just seems like he would probably stay in-house, but I don't know who would be the guy.
Ronald Curry, probably.
Curry, yeah.
Curry probably the next one. I don't know. So Bobby Slowick just seems like it'd be ideal.
It would be, but I'm just going by his track history. Now, when he first got here, obviously he brought in Frazier, but that was when he first started. But since then, he's in Dable. Since then he stayed in house.
Joe Brady wasn't an in-house hire.
No, but he was underneath Ken Dorsey, and then when Ken got let go, they stuck with Joe Brady, and then Bobby Babbage was here.
But he had no tie to.
No, but I'm saying I'm just saying when someone left, it was the next guy up was the next, you know what I mean? In-house guy. Like nobody,
We went out and
so
we got
think about it.
Dable
I know. That's what I said at the beginning, though. So Dable, Dorsey, who was under Dable, Dorsey, Joe Brady. It hasn't really. And then you went from what? You went from Leslie Frazier to Sean McDermott to Bobby Babich. We haven't even switched DCs. You know what I mean? Now we have gotten different coaches. I like and different wide receiver coach. Yeah, position coaches.
We've changed out all of our position coaches this year.
Exactly. For the most part, except for Cromer. Cromer stayed. Cromer offensive line coach. But other than that, like there is some new changes.
I've been on the defensive side. We changed out all of our guys.
We did,
basically.
except for stupid Smiley on special teams. Like that we need to change for sure.
I don't get that. Bills three-headed monsters taking over Sunday's game. God, that would be beautiful.
That would be great.
Just run it down their throats. It would be awesome. Trek wants to know, with Cooper in Buffalo, could you see JOK coming to Buffalo? No, I don't see JOK coming to Buffalo because there's nowhere for him to play. You know, Milano, dead cap is way too high, so he's going to be back here next year. Bernard's here, and then we have Dorian Williams here. There's nowhere for JOK to play. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I wanted him to come here. I wanted us to draft him.
Yeah.
In Washington Post article, America is sick as refs cheating for Mahomes.
That's been the talk all week.
Mm-hmm.
They did like a crazy stat about how many penalty yards the Chiefs have gotten over other teams. It's very one-sided. Very one-sided.
In the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, it's craziness. Favorable to the Chiefs. So.
Now, the personal fouls that Mahomes gets, he's not super high up on that list. Josh actually leads everybody in the personal fouls, but
I'm talking about team
penalties.
Yeah.
Most of the talking heads talked about the Mahomes one, not the team ones.
Yeah,
and that's what everyone is saying. Stop talking about just the Mahomes and talk about the whole team.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yep.
I'm calling it now. The X Factor's game's Khalil. I like it. I like it a lot. A lot of eyes are on the refs, and that's why I think we have the ref that we did. The ref that we got doesn't favor the Chiefs at all.
Yeah, I heard. That's what I heard. I forget his name. Do you know his name offhand? I read something like that.
No, I can't.
I just don't know. All right.
I'm just hoping the refs aren't a big part of the game. Let the guys go out there and play the ball.
Yep.
And for the love of God, can we really shut down the old man Kelsey? It's the playoffs. We're not going to shut him down. We just hope to contain him.
Yeah, he shows up, man, in the playoffs. So exactly, we got to think of it like like a Derrick Henry, right? You just gotta do your best and not let him pop off, right? One thing I will say: don't leave the guy wide open, right? For some reason, somehow, Kelsey in all these games always wide open. It's like, dude, the one guy you don't want to leave open is that guy. So hopefully we don't. We don't have that happen to us.
Cycle Jockey, here's my take on it. It's the reason why I'm confident. The Bills this year tend to not beat themselves. And they haven't.
Yeah, that is true.
It's one of those things and if the Bills lost tomorrow, I'll be here after the game. I'll be here on Monday to talk about it. If the Bills win tomorrow, I'll be here after the game. I'll be here Monday to talk about it. Do I want the Bills to win on Sunday? Abso-flippin-lutely. Do I feel like they're going to? I think the Bills are the better team this year. I watched the Chiefs all year long. They don't look great. I watched them last week. If they had any kind of offense, Houston, they win that game.
I'm with you there. Their offense has struggled, but once again, though,
you got to beat the man. You got to beat the man.
Yeah, and it's something that we have yet to figure out, right? Like they could be playing the worst, but they somehow, some way find a way. And I will say this about us this year too. We have kind of gone that way too. Mm-hmm. We have found our way in some of these games as well. And we're just different this year. I'm telling you guys, I'm with Mikey. I do feel like we are the better team. I do think their defense is still really, really solid, and that will be the key for them, how good their defense plays against our offense, and Joe Brady's scheme. against Kansas City's defense. So we'll find that out. But if it's a good scheme and we put some points up, we win this game for sure. Because I just don't think the Chiefs are going to put up a ton of points against us. They just have not been doing that all year. They've had some really low scoring type of games and struggles on offense. So we'll see. And I mean, Pacheco's not even playing right. How they thought he would be when he got back. Kareem Hunt seems like the guy now over there over Pacheco. So we'll find that out.
Buffalo Bills comes in and says, newsflash, Brady got fired in Carolina. Allen makes GMs great. Makes GMs great. Makes OCs great. Here's the thing. Brady got fired in Carolina because they had no talent. And his head coach was a moron.
Yeah, and he was young, and they probably wanted to, and that's listen. When new coaches come, they want usually new coaching staff. So, it is what it is. He's still young. I still think Brady. If Brady's smart, he sticks it out one more year. I still think he has some room to grow, and I think if he sticks it out one more year and gets better at what he does, he'll get more offers from teams. Because right now it's down to there's only like one or two teams left. And you don't want to be like desperate. You know what I mean? You want to go with the team you're for sure that wants you, that you want to go to. And what's the rush, right? Get some more experience and you're going to get just like Ben Johnson. He was the hot ticket. He was smart.
In his defense, if he goes to New Orleans, Bobby Slowick last year was a hot coordinator name, and he decided not to take it. And this year he got canned.
Who's New Orleans have? They Derek Carr's over there now? Who's right?
It's Carr and Kamara and Olave and
I don't want that.
But I understand that. But at the end of the day, a bad year next year. Look at Bobby Slowick.
No, I get it. But
you got to strike while the iron's hot.
But let's just say this, like let's say hypothetically, now we don't know this would happen, but let's say he sticks it out one more year. Let's say Cincinnati has another rough year. They wind up firing their coach, right? That's an ideal job for Joe Brady. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, and then you got your guy. So, but of course he doesn't know that. You can't predict the future, but I'm just saying, if I'm him, I'm sticking it out one more year. One year of OC not.
I would too. I'm just
yeah.
They always say you strike while the iron's hot because there's only.
No, I get it. Yeah, and I get it. You never know when the opportunity is going to come back, but
yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Trek comes in and says JOK on the strong side, Bernard in the middle, Milano, Johnson on the weak side. So you're going to pay JOK $15 million a year when you have Milano, because we don't play three linebackers, and you're going to take Milano, who's making $12-15 million a year, and put him on the bench and take Tron off the field, who you're paying a lot of money to. And what about Dorian Williams, who we drafted in and been grooming,
and who's been playing pretty solid?
It seems like
they're not going to do that.
A redundant waste of money. Now, don't get me wrong. That seems like Buffalo Bills 101 sometimes.
I rather take that money. Yeah, no. I rather take that money and pay an edge. No,
they're going to take that money and give it to Bernard. That's what they're going to do.
Well, yeah, and Shakir's coming up, and I get it, but I'm just saying, if you're going to get a free agent out there, you're going to spend some.
And that goes to Connor's question: is Khalil Mack a guy that you'd be interested in? Yes,
I would, but he has definitely declined with some. He's definitely not the Khalil Mack of old, right? But he's still a really solid player. There's no doubt about it. But he's not what he once was. So it just really depends on his price tag, honestly, at the end of the day.
If we lose, you'll get Prison Mike. That's right. Don't you fucking forget it. Chiefs really didn't play anybody good this year, to be honest. Doesn't matter who you play.
I'm Prison Mike.
You play who's put in front of you, Callie. I agree with you, but you play who's put in front of you. And they beat them all except us.
Yep.
Chiefs won't put up a ton of points if Buffalo can sustain long drives. I'm with you on that day. It's all about us, controlling the game with our run game.
Absolutely.
We do that, the most interesting man in the chat.
In the chat. There he is.
Good luck at your audition.
Oh, nice, man. All right. Good luck, brother.
Shout out to Ken Dorsey's thinking it up with Allen.
Right. You're right.
That's hilarious. I don't think Brady has to worry about having a bad year without his quarterback. I don't think so either.
No.
No. Where do you have Joe Brady going? If he's going anywhere, he's going to the Saints. But if I was him, I would wait until next year and see what opens up. Because who knows? Maybe the Bengals job opens up.
Well, that's what I
and
said.
then he gets Chase and Burrow back.
Yeah, then he has everything in his hands, right? Quarterback, receiver.
Mm-hmm.
He has 2 receivers, really. I mean, depending what they do with Higgins, but
also depends on if we win this game. If we win this game, they're gonna have to wait at least 3 more weeks to hire somebody. Most coaches don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. If we lose this game, then he'd be open to take a job.
Oh.
So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. We need to draft the defense tackle. We'll get into
100%.
the draft.
100%.
Definitely get into the draft. All right, let's keep running through this. The Jaguars hired Buccaneers offensive coordinator Cohen as the head coach. Did you see this? Craziness?
I did. So, I mean, wow.
So he withdrew his name because he didn't like Balky.
The GM.
So they fired Balky, and when he withdrew his name, the Bucs came back and offered him to make the highest paid assistant coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, okay. But then I guess after they fired the GM, he went back and started talking to him again. So the Bucs were trying to get a hold of him to sign the contract. And he's like, nope, I'm good. I'm going over to Jacksonville to take their head coaching job.
So what I heard, which is even wilder on that story, is he initially got interviewed by Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Declined their offer because of the GM, who I guess wasn't a fan of him. Went back to Tampa to talk with them. They made him the offer to make him the highest paid. Then, from what I heard, was
he verbally accepted it.
He verbally accepted. Then Jacksonville called him back to let him know. But then Tampa called him back, and he said he was at a doctor's appointment with his son, and he couldn't talk. So then he went MIA for a day or a day.
That one.
Yeah. So I guess he said he was in the hospital or something, or doctors. Then I guess they said they kept trying to call him over the next day or 2 or something, and he just was ghosting them. And then he took the job. So yeah, pretty funny.
That'd be wild, right?
Yeah.
Wild. Like he has every right to, do that even as as OC.
Absolutely.
You just can't go try to be another OC if you're an OC for one team.
Right.
But you can always go for the promotion.
Right.
Justin says, I'm worried about not having Rap. I don't know if I'm this is 2 years in a row. Rap is not available in our biggest game. That's a problem.
Yeah, it sucks. It was my concern going into the season, and I like Rap, but my concern with him was staying healthy. He wasn't healthy for last year. He was on and off, and he wasn't even starting last year. And that's what I told Mikey. I'm like, the time he did get on the field, he didn't stay healthy. I just think it's his play, guys. He's super physical. Safety throws his body out there. But he tends to get injured, and at the worst moments. This is terrible timing. However, Cole Bishop has looked good since coming in, and
he's gotten better every week.
Yeah, he's been better as the season went on. And to be honest with you guys, it's only one player. This is crazy. We're pretty healthy. Rap is not Josh Allen. You get what I mean? He is not like Terrell Bernard.
He's
no
good.
offense to Rap. I like
he's
Rap,
a playmaker.
Right.
I like that about him.
But he's not that
I don't think
we lose because Rap's not in there. You go.
Exactly. Milano.
Exactly.
He's not Bernard. He's not Benford.
Right.
He's
right.
The difference between Rap and Bishop isn't that much.
No. I would say the main difference would be probably the physicality. I think he's a little bit more, willing to go in there like a missile and just rather. And Bishop plays a little rough too, like that, but he's not as willing to throw his body out there like that. And I would say the experience, right? Which is the number one thing. Let's be real. For as good as Bishop's looked at times since he's come in, you still want that wrap in there, if we had our choice, right? Because of the experience and being in the playing, starting, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is. So Bishop, lace those shoes up, man. Lace those cleats up. It's game time, right? Like, we need you to be at your best.
He's been attached to Hyde since Hyde came back. So that's
and that's good. That's good. So if you want to know what Hyde's been doing, right, here we go.
Coaching up the youngsters.
Coach it up. Yeah.
Ben comes in and says, sorry about, people are making it out to be more than it is. Yeah. Tampa Bay really is the one who made it a story when they came out all pissy about it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you've offered. At the end of the day, if the OC wants to get a coaching job,
he didn't sign a damn deal. Yeah.
No.
Shit, Bill Belichick fucking signed with the who did he sign
Jets
with?
And then quit.
The Jets and quit. He did a press conference with the Jets. It said, "Nah, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm good."
I hope we don't play this interchangeable safety play. Keep Hamlin free safety. Keep Bishop strong. For this game, I think we will. I don't think they're going to try to interchange and give too much. I think they'll be pretty standard back there.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with Rap. Do we draft another maybe a free safety style in the draft?
Right.
Because Rap, we can get out of Rap's deal after next year, and if he can't be healthy in the most important games.
That is the problem. Yeah, it's 2 years in a row. He's just not.
Uh-huh.
And man, what is it with our like getting hurt all the time?
My guy coming back now.
Nope.
Mr. Fulton, are you a Colts fan?
Yeah, you lost me there, buddy. Are you a Colts fan? I have no idea. We need a good quarterback for the Colts. I have no idea I have no idea.
Colts.
But he is the most interesting man in the chat. So that is an interesting comment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's gonna come.
What up, Callie?
I agree with you, Callie, and I don't believe it's going to come down to McDermott. I think it's going to come down to Spags versus Brady. I really do. I think that's going to be the coaching matchup that decides this game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we'll see how this plays out. This is why I wanted Bishop to get more playing time in the regular season, right? I want Bishop to start. Rap maybe into the season. Yeah. We'll see. I'm not worried about not having Rap. I haven't seen a safety intercepted pass in the end zone since Hyde in the playoffs. I'm tired of watching wide open TD passes being caught with no safety near. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you, T-Jobs. There's a lot of wide open dudes running.
Yep. What up, Jay? Jay, big cuz in the house.
Gruden picked Chiefs 23-20. A lot of people picked Chiefs because they haven't lost in the playoffs. Until someone beats them.
Yeah, exactly. You have to respect that. Like, no matter how, we said that in the beginning, no matter how they're playing, we have yet to crack the code. So I can't, I'm not going to, for as bad as they've been, not even bad. What am I talking about? They lost one game early this year. Right? For as they're, what should I say, Mikey? Bad as their offense has been? Because I don't think it's been terrible. What would you call their offense this year? It's not bad. Chiefs. Like, what would you say their offense is? Like, they've been average this year? Good?
Probably above average.
A little bit about good?
They're above average.
But not what they're not the Chiefs
they're not the elite Chiefs that they used to be.
Exactly.
Mahomes
but
is just
still finds way.
In clutch time.
Exactly. But their defense is what keeps them,
and that hasn't been as good
games.
As of late.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I it really is going to come down to what Brady schemes up and how we can get out the gate.
See, Justin, I don't hope that Keon and Amar get a lot of targets. I hope we keep our same, game plan and we're balanced and we run the ball and we control the clock and keep them off the field.
If
that's what I'm hoping for.
Unless there's adjustments during the game, meaning
I don't need Josh throwing the ball 45 times this game. If Josh is throwing the ball 45 times, something's seriously
it's gonna
wrong.
be that means it's a shootout at that point.
Yeah,
that means it's there. That means our defense is not
showed up
getting stops, right? So, I have no idea what you're talking about, brother.
We're not Colts fans, Mr. Fulton. I can't talk to you about the Colts. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, I have no idea, brother. I don't know what they're doing over there. You got to check out Colts channels, man. I thought you were a Bills fan. Come on, Fulton.
Brady got to come with his A game. We'll see. Yeah. My homeboy needs to be under some serious pressure. That's what I think is going to be the difference. If we run that cage pressure we ran the first time, where we had the mirror with one of the linebackers, it's going to come down to can Oliver. Because here's the thing: they kicked their guard to left tackle, so now Oliver's going to go up against a backup guard. He should eat that guy's lunch.
Absolutely, he should. Absolutely.
I think this game has blowout potential, like 38-20. Good guys. Tell me your thoughts. I'm kind of with you on that. I talked about that with Tommy earlier. You know, I feel like the Bills go out and play their game. It could be we could win by a couple scores. But, until they go out and do it, you never quite know.
Yeah.
So the last one from around the league is the Chiefs. Chiefs garner 1.3 million wager, but public has backed the Bills for So someone put a $1.3 million wager on the Chiefs.
On the Chiefs, yeah. Well, probably a high roller. I mean, that's a lot of fucking money to place, right? So, all right. Well, hey, it's gonna suck for you. It's a lot of money to lose.
It seems like it, T-Dubs, because of how much we love and analyze the Bills. But no, so many teams give up wide open passes. Mm-hmm. You know who doesn't? The teams that play ultra aggressive man coverage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Baltimore, they don't tend to give up wide open guys. I mean, there's still guys that are open, but doesn't feel like there's nobody around. When you play zone, you tend to give up wide open stuff, and that's what we play.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have won all year, and that keeps you complacent and gives you a false feeling of security that you're good. Winning has hurt the Chiefs overall as a team. Here's the deal. At the end of the day, I'm kind of with you on that. But they win. At the end of the day, they still find a way, and Josh Allen says it, score one more point than the other team. Whether it's a blocked field goal, a fumbled snap from the quarterback.
Yeah, right. Or like field goal that bounces. Their kicker
goes the doink and
still goes in. Yeah. But yet somebody else would do that same kick, not going.
Then they've also been bailed out a few times by, on a DPI and a bunch of other stuff.
Absolutely.
No, we need Dawson Knox game. I'm good with the Dawson Knox game. I just want us to get out there. I want it to be a James Cook, Ray Davis, and Ty Johnson game. I want us to go out and just dominate the run game and, do what we did to the freaking Broncos. Go out and have 40-minute time of possession and just, walk them.
I agree.
What if we throw it 45 times or run it 50 times? Still throwing it 45 times, still a problem. If we're having 95 plays, I mean that's either a shootout or we've blown them out. So if we've blown them out and we throw it 45 times, no, I'm still good with that.
I don't care how we get the job done. I agree with you guys though. Running if we're balanced, that's ideal. But listen, man, if the Chiefs are stopping us, then. And if Josh Allen needs to be that guy that throws it 40 times, all right, then so be it. I'm just saying, go with how the game flow's going, adjust. That's one thing I didn't think Joe Brady did well last weekend in the second half. I felt like he should have saw that they were stacking the box and knowing we were going to do what we were trying to do, which is make long drives and run, like short, everything short. He needs to definitely adjust in this game because I'm going to tell you right now, like that defense is legit. Their defensive coordinator has been around a long time, and he's going to adjust as the game's going.
Do you think they're a better defense than the Ravens?
Yes, yes, and I do, and I absolutely do. I think their DC is one of the best.
I think the DC's better, but I don't think their defensive players are better.
And I think he adjusts very well. He's shown it, and I think Chris Jones is absolutely a monster compared to
I'm
what
with you.
the Baltimore
I just don't
Ravens
think
had
they
on
have
the defensive
as
line.
many, big time players that
They may not have any big volume players, but they are what's keeping that Chiefs team afloat, I believe, over the course of the last 2 seasons.
I mean, none of the analytics, regular or advanced, says that the Chiefs team is better than the Ravens defense.
I get it. I'm just going by, if you're going their coordinator versus Brady, the experience, and
if we're talking about coordinators, yeah.
And I'm talking about because I'm talking about adjusting, right? So Brady needs, because listen, let's say we come out the gate and we're doing exactly what we were doing against the Ravens and it's working. You don't think that Spags gonna adjust, right, to what we're trying to do
against us the first time?
Yeah. So I'm just saying but he didn't do it last week. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see that part. And he admitted to on the post game that he fucked up there. So I just want to see a different Brady once adjustments are made, because they will be made.
Go back to the Brady that was working every other week. Every other week he makes adjustments at halftime.
Yes.
Last week he didn't, for whatever.
Right. So maybe this is the other every other week game. Here you go. Right.
Jawan Taylor may get away with a couple false starts. He might get away with a couple, but I'll tell you, the crew that they have, false starts and roughing are their big penalty calls. So we'll see how that plays out. Callie says, "Do we pressure Mahomes?" We'll see. We'll see what this looks like. It's so hard. It's so hard to tell you what they're gonna do right now, because they've done so many different things this year.
Exactly.
I would like to think that they're gonna pressure him.
I think I'll tell you what, you're going to definitely see a different defensive scheme compared to what you saw last week against them. I think you can get them Mahomes, obviously, more than Lamar. You don't have to worry so much about an RPO, right, from Mahomes, right? Like that one, that is out of the playbook when it comes to the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like Mahomes usually only takes off when, there's pressure, right? Or when he sees something. Like they don't really design plays for Mahomes to run, right? So I'm just saying, I think we can get pressure here on Mahomes. I think you got to honestly, it's going to come down to Ed Oliver pushing that and Daquan pushing that pocket, and then Vaughn and Greg or AJ just basically, cutting around the corners there. Yeah.
Tommy, do you think the Bills will win okay? I'm gonna try to rephrase this. Okay. If the Bills make it to the Super Bowl and they're playing the Commanders, do you think they'll beat the Commanders?
Yes. I think if we make the Super Bowl, we're going to win a Super Bowl. How about that? Against whoever the fuck we go against. Because if we make it there, it's
this is my biggest concern, Mike. The 3rd and longs. My biggest concern.
Absolutely. It's always been an issue for the Buffalo Bills, getting teams off on 3rd and longs. I don't know what it is about us, but we have struggled for the longest time with that. So hopefully we can figure it out.
Yeah. He says, I don't feel scared. Mahomes going to turn the ball over and we'll win. I feel it. Penalties stop us more than anything. We can't get offense holding penalties. Yeah, that stalls us out every freaking time.
Yep.
All right, Tommy. Do you want to do the walkthrough?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I have to step away really quick while you do that walkthrough. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get to our silent co-host here, Bills Wire. So, guys, this is pretty cool. It's basically the history of Josh Allen and Mahomes era, dating back from when they first pretty much played each other, right? So 2020, 10-19 during the regular season. So the Chiefs beat the Bills 26-17 on the first matchup between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs got the better of the Bills on this day at Highmark, so in Buffalo. Both teams enter the game 4-1 and at the top of the AFC. A touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs in the second quarter put the Bills up 10-7. But a Travis Kelce touchdown late in the first half sparked 16 unanswered points from Kansas City. The Bills got within 6 points after a Cole Beasley touchdown with 6 minutes left in the game, but a late Harrison Butker field goal put the game on ice. Mahomes had 225 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, while Allen posted 122 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Allen added 42 yards on the ground. So wasn't the greatest Josh Allen game there that you're going to get from Josh Allen. But Josh Allen was still trying to find his way there, fixing some things in his game, especially with his turnovers and his accuracy. So you'll see it. It definitely improves from this point, or you'll see it improve going forward. So right here in the playoffs on 1/24/2021, the Chiefs absolutely destroyed us. Y'all remember this is the last time we got to the AFC Championship game. The Chiefs beat us 38-24. We weren't ready. The Bills tried to avenge their regular season loss to KC in 2020 with a rematch in the AFC Championship. After a Tyler Bass field goal and a Dawson Knox touchdown, the Bills shot out to a 9-0 lead, and it was looking so good. I was like, damn, here we go. The Chiefs then scored 21 unanswered and took control of the game. 21 unanswered. So look at that, man. 21 unanswered here, and then earlier in their season, they had, 16 unanswered. Can't have that. You cannot have that. 21 unanswered and took control of the game. It was clear the Bills weren't ready to compete for a Super Bowl yet. Allen posted 375 total yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception, while Mahomes put up 325 and 3 touchdowns. Hill and Kelsey were the difference. And this one, Hill posted 172. Kelsey had 118 and 2 scores. You all right, buddy?
Yep, good.
All right, cool. So, yeah, I was going through the timeline here. I know you were stepped away, but I was kind of going through, like, if you see when they first kind of met early on in 2020.
You showed me this,
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, I just so you don't have to recap for me. We're good.
Okay, so you were here already? Okay.
Yep, we're good.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Where was I? All right. So, and that was in 2021. So right here, we go on to the next season, 2021. Bills 38-20. Y'all remember that game. It was a big game for the Buffalo Bills in the regular season in October 2020, and it wasn't even close. The Bills were fast out the gate, scoring 3 first-half touchdowns, building a 24-13 lead. Knox Allen and Emmanuel Sanders found the end zone in the first half. Gregory Rousseau also had an early interception of Mahomes on a tip pass to himself. I remember that. That was a great interception, by the way. Midway through the third, safety Mike Hyde caught a deflection off Hill's hands and took it back for a pick 6, which that was awesome as well. This put the Bills up 31-13, and they remained in the driver's seat. Allen posted 374 and 4 total touchdowns with no turnovers. So as you see here, like the trend, right? Allen's numbers, his turnovers are starting to get lower, right? Mahomes had 333. He had a good game too, 2 total touchdowns, but he had 3 costly turnovers. See, that right there was a big difference, right? Well, that's what we need here, turnovers. All right, and then here we go in the playoffs, and y'all remember this, 1/24/2022, Chiefs 42, Bills 36. I won't even go through that, but you guys know, 13 seconds. It was miserable.
For not bringing that.
It was miserable, but I will tell you Allen's numbers: 397, 4 passing touchdowns. Mahomes 400 with 447 total yards and 4 total. So it was one of the greatest playoff games. Unfortunately, we came out on the losing end. 10-16-2022, we beat the Chiefs in the regular season, 24-20. Let's see here the stats. Allen was 361. Allen's had some big games first time. 361, 3 touchdowns. Mahomes even had big games. 359, 2 touchdowns. But right here again, Mikey, 2 interceptions. Turnover. Lost the turnover battle. And then here we go again. Playoffs, man, right? Or is this the playoffs here, right? I think it is. Oh, no. This is when we won in the regular season, right? 20-17. Yep. We won there, and then let's see here. And then here we go with the missed field, 121-2024. And that was the wide right. And Allen do they say Allen's numbers here?
Yeah, 245.
Yeah, 245, 3 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. So look at that. Mahomes, 234, 2 touchdowns. I mean, we played it. Allen.
The biggest one was Kelsey there. Kelsey had 75 and 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Can't let him do that.
Can't have that. And then right here this year, 30-21. Y'all know that, so I won't have to go over that. But that's the kind of timeline. So as you see, like really, man, Allen has really stepped up since that 2020 year versus them. His just in general in the playoffs, like his number, like no turnovers. Will we see? The thing is, there though, Allen was throwing a ton of yards. So this could be the one difference you don't see since we're more balanced now. I don't expect like a 390 yard game.
Last week he threw for like 127
That's
yards.
what I'm saying. That's what I mean. So I don't know if I'll expect that. You know what I mean? But the no turnovers.
I can see him throwing for 250, a touchdown, running for about 30, and a touchdown or two. You know, being Allen, I could see that.
If I was a betting man, about 200 to 250, somewhere between there.
Yeah.
Couple touchdowns, passing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Sarah comes in and says this freaking crew that called like 95. You have to remember this crew isn't that same crew. It's the same lead guy, but it's not that same crew. He has different guys on this crew for the playoffs. Like he didn't keep that same crew for the whole that he normally has during the season. It's him, and then a bunch of other guys, all the top performers from the other crews.
Yep, I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm just that's something later.
That's fine. Callie comes in and says MSN's sportscasters and KC podcasters think it's gonna be a walk in the park. Let them keep thinking that. You know. Do you believe the issue in the third and longs are because we not blitz much in those scenarios? It's a lack of pressure up front. Sometimes we run 3-man pressures. There's no games. It's a straight 4-man pressure. And, you know, our guys don't win the one-on-ones that they need to. That's what the third and long comes down to.
Yep.
Or someone gets lost in zone coverage and blows an assignment. Like there's so many like one-offs. Like when you're playing zone and third and long, everyone has to do their part. And if one person messes up, the whole, they find it. And they always seem to find it against us. Because the guy, like the one that was big last week that we got the fumble off of, but it was a 25-yard catch for Andrews.
Yeah.
It's because Bernard went with the out guy rather than staying in the middle of the field. Someone else had already gone with the out guy. Bernard was actually messed up that play.
Miscommunication.
Play. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that happens all the time. You know, that's why
I'll tell you what I don't like either. Defense. What I don't like either, too, what we tend to do in the late, part of the game when things are tightening up, we rush the 3. It just never works, dude.
I don't get why we only rush 3.
I
don't get that at all.
It never
because we never get home.
It never works.
We have all day long, and you can't cover for 7 seconds.
It's impossible. It's impossible. It's pretty much impossible. I just don't get that thinking, and it hurts us every time. So hopefully we don't get to that point. All right. We're not even in that situation, but man, you got to put pressure on Mahomes. You have to, bro.
Like the one with Lamar at the end where he was we had a bunch of random guys in there. AJ Epinesa didn't even try to rush. He was cage rushing. He stood outside and just didn't let him.
They were just
ran
standing
around the pocket. Yeah.
It was nothing. No, nothing.
Nope. Just said, did you see Ryan Clark being told hypocrite? Yeah, Ryan Clark was getting dragged.
Oh man, our boy's been sticking up. Marcellus has been going to war with him.
Bad. Jay does need his cape regardless. It's time. If they let him.
Yeah, they can't handcuff
him.
They
put the cape last week in the closet, and at no point did they let him put it on.
That was a huge, almost backfired on us, bro. You cannot do that with that guy. I'm not saying let him go crazy, but I think Josh Allen at this point right now this year, he's not going to revert back to doing something stupid to cost it. You know what I mean? You saw it. Matter of fact, you saw it last week when that failed third down run.
Where he almost pitched it.
He almost, but he knew. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, okay. You know, the old Josh would have done that for sure. So look, man, but you can't handcuff him at the same time. You got to believe in him. You got to trust in him that he's not going to do something like that. And I do. And I think he's shown that he has changed his ways as far as being careless sometimes. And you can't handcuff him, period. You cannot. So hopefully Joe Brady did learn his lesson from last week and
They
is
shouldn't.
understanding that.
You shouldn't handcuff him.
Correct.
Joe Brady sometimes does, and I don't get it. But we'll want to hit Sarah's comment.
Yeah.
Said I didn't realize, that they changed. She thought they stuck together. In the regular season, they do. In the playoffs, they tend to pull and take like the best from each crew. It's odd. I just found this out this week as they were talking about it, and they said that he has a bunch of other guys, and I guess someone went through and did the whole how many that person threw of flags. And against KC versus against Buffalo, someone went did game by game and marked it, and it should be a pretty even game. It wasn't highly one sided one way or the other, which was cool. I thought they stuck together too. I didn't realize that in the playoffs they switched up the crews, which I thought was awesome. You
got to put your best refs out there. Period. I don't
remember we were talking about that. Do these guys get the markups? Yeah, they get graded after every game, and those grades equal to if they get
playoff time. Yeah, because I'm sure they also get paid pretty decent money.
Yeah, it was seriously annoying. I'm with you on that. If they pull that bullshit and start throwing 95 flags,
that'd be terrible. Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Bills Sizzle's getting in the zone with this year. They've been taking their time and controlling the talk. Patrick, that's 1,000%. We played ball control, keep away this year. And because of our offensive line, we've been able to do that. This is the first year that our offensive line has been, top 5. We have a top 5 offensive line this year.
Yeah. Yep.
Playing
that high, and I think they've been playing
better.
Yeah.
Down the stretch.
Yeah,
because we were top 15 in mid-season. Down the stretch, they've been like a top 5 unit. It's crazy.
Yeah, they turned it around big time.
Ryan Clark should be Republican number 1. Ryan Clark is just a goober. Yeah. Oh, I don't like that either. On Lamar's last tee, they gave him all day. We gave him all day to throw the ball. We can't do that with Patrick Mahomes. That's
no, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's wild. X is wild. If Bass misses a winning field goal this Sunday, it'd be wide left. Don't put that out in the ether, T-Dobbs.
Right.
He's made all his kicks. He's going to keep making all his kicks.
He's actually been all right since December 13th. He hasn't missed a kick.
Knock on wood now.
Yeah, knock on.
Yeah. Mahomes, 41 sacks. Allen's 14. That's the difference. The offensive line play.
Yep, I agree.
The reason why the Chiefs won, they had 8 sacks last weekend. You're not getting 8 sacks against Josh. In 14 and 19 games? 14 sacks? Oh, I think it's 16 sacks because I think they gave up 1 each game. 16 sacks in 19 games? That's freaking awesome.
It's very good.
Laura's back there making a sandwich, calling his mom. Yeah, it was wild. Josh is like the dude on Animal House with the angel on his shoulder and the devil. Did you see the devilish smile he gave when they asked him the question?
So
and then they said when old Josh had done that, he's like, absolutely. Absolutely, old Josh would have chucked that ball out there. I like that he's honest about shit like that. He's like,
me too. Yeah.
Still, I'm still there. Allen and Brady are learning we don't need explosive numbers to get the W. Allen's patience this year is the difference in the Bills. Like you would see last year, Allen would get impatient with the check down game, and then he would have to throw the bomb. That's why he threw the interceptions.
Yeah.
Joe Brady got him to buy into the patient game this year, and he's having one of the best years of his life.
No, absolutely.
He's turned the corner on that. And if he can play that boring style of football when we need him to, but still be the put on the cape when it's required,
when needed, yep,
you get that's a very dangerous Josh Allen, and that's what you've gotten all year.
Absolutely, yeah.
Outside of the 2 games against Baltimore and the Texans early on, he's been that guy all year long, and it's been awesome to watch. Just play your game. Play our game and we'll win this. We just play our game, we're going to win.
I think the team in general just needs to just put everything on the line, man, including the coaches. let it all out, man. Like honestly, play to win, man. Don't play not to lose.
Mhm.
I hope McDermott comes in with that mentality. You have to. This is it. Like there is no tomorrow. You have to. You know, you're one step away from finally, reaching the goal, which is a Super Bowl. So you got to go all out here. You have to.
Yeah.
You better. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, what can I do in this game to be better? And you got to bring it. You have to bring it because this Chiefs team is they're a team that's been there, done that. We have not been there yet. So
they don't crack under pressure.
No, that's what I'm saying. So exactly. So we need to bring everything we got to beat that team. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah. Sarah comes and says, I'm sure Diggs was constantly tripping his hand. It wasn't just Diggs. I've been reading articles of talking about how Davis, was wanting the ball and Josh was trying to force feed Davis at times last year. Like,
yeah, and he was starting to get a little bit edgy
on
the sideline, a little hands up, a little antics. You don't want that. I've not seen that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not trying to be a homer here because you guys know we're not homers here, but I really don't recall any kind of sideline, like anything that went, on a sideline.
Everyone's like even when we're losing, like when we were losing to, when we lost early, no one, pointed fingers. When we lost against the Rams, when the defense couldn't stop anyone, that, the offense was trying to pick up the defense and defense was trying to pick up the offense. Like no one had their head down. Like it was odd.
Yeah.
It was it's not like it has been in the past. No. You don't see any of that. Everyone's pulling for each other.
Yep.
Allen didn't get impatient, I don't think. I think it was certain someone. Yes. Well, no, Allen said that he would get impatient. He'd talk about it. What would happen would he would do the dink and dunk, and then we'd have a drop or a holding call.
Right.
And he'd get frustrated and it'd be third and long and he'd be like, screw it, I'm going to try to make a play, and he'd chuck it deep.
Right, which usually led to an interception.
Yep.
Because our players also didn't fight for the ball, which is crazy to me. I mean, it's wild.
Our offensive identity is just, let's see how long each game. Easy button and break glass case. And that's really the offensive game plan every week. Let's run the ball. Like see if we can, enforce our will. And enforce our will on them. If things are going bad, we'll have Josh break glass and put on his cape.
Right.
I don't mind sticking with the run, but every team's adjusted to the run second half. Here's my thing. Yes, give me some jet sweeps, give me some play actions, give me some rollouts. Don't just play this standard run on first down every time like we did last week. I didn't like that.
Right.
I want to see some more rollouts. I want to see some jet sweeps, some toss, some quick checkdowns to the backs. Let's get that type of game going in the second half if they're stopping our run.
Yeah.
That was terrible, Tommy Boy, Gabe Davis.
That was my boy.
Yeah.
See, you know what though? Like, I think
I loved Gabe.
I did. Yeah, I think. Listen, guys, he was a 4th round draft pick, and was he worth the contract like that he got for like what we would have paid it? No, that's why we let him go. But
he was worth the 4th round draft pick. He was.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. So he almost got 1,000 yards twice, right? He had like a little over 800. So that's not terrible for 4th round. But I get what you're saying. I think the only way, the reason why I stick up for him is because he was never, I don't think Gabe Davis, when we drafted him, was ever like a guy we're like, hey, Gabe Davis is going to be that number 2. Like, watch out for Gabe. Like, I think we saw him get better as the seasons went by. And then we really were like, after that Chiefs loss at 13 seconds, I think we kind of maybe I think we had high expectations. I think our expectations went a little bit higher than they should have.
And it's not ours. It was
no, just in general. Yeah, but him too. Well, I get it though, right? He had that was a great game. And he had games during that season where he showed up where like people were like, damn, that dude's getting
100.
But it just was inconsistent. And that's been his story. And also, he's dealt with injuries with that ankle. Something about that ankle and him, not good. So, but look, man, we for a 4th round, man.
And we're gonna get a 5th back for him.
Yeah.
That's
so at the end of the day,
that's what our comp
is
a 5th.
Yeah.
Sarah comes inside. I do miss the days we regularly converted 3rd and 15s. I like it better when don't have to convert the 3rd and 15s, but we don't have that right now. That's the one thing that we're missing in this offense is that guy who can do that.
We just don't. Yeah.
Yes.
3rd and 15. Khalil Shakur maybe is we're gonna go.
Josh Scramble is the only way we're getting that 3rd and 15.
Right. Yeah, right.
Or Knox or Kincaid on a flag route.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. This is the first year I've not cussed during either playoff game. I've been totally calm for whatever reason.
It's crazy, right? Me too.
Me too. Me and Tommy were talking about like we were a little frustrated in the second half, but I wasn't like overly mad or cussing or.
I never thought the game we were going to lose the game though.
I didn't ever feel
it. I didn't like how the game was going, but I still had pretty good confidence. You know what I mean? Even when they scored a touchdown, I was thinking they're probably going to get the 2 point.
We're going to get the ball. We're going to go down.
Go score.
Yeah.
So I still was like, this sucks. You know what I mean? Like we're in this predicament, but I never was like feeling like, oh, it's over with. You know what I mean? Like, so no, this whole year has been, except for I would say, I'm not going to lie, that little 2-game stretch we had, I was a little concerned with the offense, and I think Mikey was too. But once we got Cooper, things settled down. The offense started to gel. Things started to get, I think our offense started really to click on the scheme, right? And what Joe Brady wanted. Like, and then Allen settled in, and the players started settling in, and that's it. We found our groove, right? And I've been pretty calm since. Like, honestly, I've been like, I don't know. I just riding the wave, man. Riding the wave. Yeah, it's been
last
fun.
year I was way more, way more on my edge of my seat when we played last year than I have been this year. I've been pretty calm this year when we're watching the games. Just chilling, enjoying it.
Me too.
Right? It says, bro, imagine if we only had a team if it had 60 million cap space opening up and 10 draft picks. Oh, wait, that's reality. Yeah. Because like so something that they haven't really talked about yet this year either is, we have 70 million in dead cap that we're carrying right now.
Yeah. I will say this, though. Last week that was the hypest I've been, though, after a game.
Yeah.
I said a lot of F-bombs.
You were excited.
No, I mean, before we came live, watching, like once we got the onside.
You were excited. I know. You were texting.
I was, bro, I was out of breath. I was motherfucker.
You're going off, huh?
Dude, I was just like, I was excited, man. I was excited.
I'm with you, Dunn. Stay ahead of the sticks. No 1 and 2 yard gains, that on first down, that always kills us. We need to get the 3-4 yard gain on first, get something on, get 1 or 2 on second, then convert a easy third, third.
Mm-hmm.
When they scored, I was just happy that we had time. Yeah. We had 2 timeouts too. McDermott didn't blow the timeouts. That's what I was so excited about.
Isn't that great?
When they scored, like I knew they were going to go down and score.
Oh yeah, I did too.
I knew because I knew McDermott was going to play that soft zone defense.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to, I don't want to say McDermott. Babbage was going to play that soft zone defense, and they were going to go drive down the field. And they were going to take up a bunch of time. They were scored. I'm like, it's going to come down to can they convert the 2-point conversion?
Right.
If they do, Josh will have time with timeouts, and that's what happened. Except they dropped 2-point, and Josh didn't need them.
Yeah.
The ball doesn't usually bounce that way for the Bills. It usually goes the other way.
I thought he got it initially. I was like, and then when I saw the refs, like, I said, "Oh my god, did he drop that?" I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, this is the first time I haven't been to any playoff parties. Don't go to any. Just keep staying.
No, do everybody do what you've been doing all year.
Yeah.
Do not change anything, please.
Last year was stressful as hell. Yeah, it really was. I thought we were going to be around 20 million cap space this offseason. We will, because we have guys who are going to get, that's going to have people coming on. So we had 70 million dead cap after like the raises and all those types of things kick in, because like Ed Oliver's kicking in and things like that. So we'll have about 20 million to start before we start moving. If we cut Vaughn, we save like 17 million. If we cut this guy, if we redo this guy's contract and start pulling the levers and stuff. So we start with 20 million rather than negative, like we have the last few years.
Right.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
And at some point, we're going to be tearing up Josh's contract and giving him a new one.
Yep. That is coming.
The soft zone defense ensured us at least a chance to do a minimum plus drive to win it. Yeah, it really did. We knew that was going to happen. This is the first Bills YouTube show I've watched all week.
Well, appreciate that.
Right on, T-Dubs. I'll be honest. I haven't watched a ton this week because I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah,
you know,
I watched our boys on Wednesday for a little bit before I went to work. Mafia talk, but other than that, no.
Actually, the fumbles were bouncing our way. That never happens, right? You know, like all year long, our defense. Listen, and it's not just luck because our defense is coached to create the turnover. They're coached for that.
Yeah,
this year.
Yeah,
like that's part of our scheme. And Terrell Bernard and those guys have talked about it. You know, every game they have a goal of how many turnovers they're supposed to get.
Right, and they're always going for the ball. They're always going for that ball, man.
All right, you want to pop up the next one?
Yeah. Let's go with next one, which is the storylines. Let's get to some storylines here. All right. So first thing up is Josh versus Pat. There are a lot of different angles to look at whenever the Bills and Chiefs clash, regardless if it's the postseason or the regular season. However, all of them come back to one topic: Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen and Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes facing off. Just like Allen against the Ravens, Lamar Jackson last week, but maybe even on a higher level. Who will step up in the playoffs in this one? Allen or Mahomes? Ooh.
Yes.
Allen,
they're both going to play. They're going to both play well.
They're both going to. Yeah.
It's what they do.
Yeah. But who's going to have the turnover? If you look at the games that, you know, the last 2-3 games,
Mahomes doesn't turn the ball over.
Well, he's had some. You're right, not in the playoffs, but he's had some against us in general, though. Just saying. So it's possible, and not even him, just in general. I'm saying turnovers in general, but we'll see.
Out, you know,
we'll see.
The hands, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But I would expect both Mahomes and Allen to have really good games,
clean games. Yeah. Earlier this season. Another comparison to the Bills-Ravens clash from a week ago. Buffalo and Kansas City did battle during the regular season. There is one major difference this time, though. The Bills won in the regular season against the Chiefs in the 30-21 final. Not that it matters all that much since Baltimore beat Buffalo in the regular season. That didn't make much of a difference on Sunday, but it's still going to be talked about in the coming days. See, I don't. I go by exactly what I said last week. Regular season to postseason
doesn't matter.
To me means nothing.
Here's the biggest difference. We're going to be in KC versus in Buffalo.
That's a huge
That's the biggest difference because we do a lot of checking and things. So it's going to be a lot of silent count. That's going to be the biggest difference. How we manage the silent count, which we've gone into places and done the silent count and checked and did all the stuff fine all year long. I don't expect it to be a problem. But the biggest difference in this game is it's not going to be in Buffalo. It's going to be in KC.
And they are undefeated at home this year, too, just like us, by the way.
No.
So, yes.
They lost their last game, wasn't it?
No, Denver was in Denver.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, 100%. Last 2 games were on the road. Remember, I talked to you about that. That's why I thought they were going to lose. We had a chance because I thought maybe, I think was it Pittsburgh that they played, and they were going.
Those the last 2. You're right.
So we are the only teams this year that were undefeated at home. So we did finish season undefeated at home. Buffalo and Kansas City is undefeated still at home. We could break that. Just a heads up. So
let's just see how this plays out. It's all said and done.
Very. All right, next up, Ghost of Playoffs Past. Whoa. That game where Bills beat the Chiefs in Week 11 won't be the only one that has previously taken place that will be discussed this week. Specifically, every time Buffalo and Kansas City have faced off in the postseason, will be under a microscope for one simple reason. It has been the same result in all of those with Allen and Mahomes playing. The Chiefs won all 3. Can the Bills buck the trend?
See, I don't like they keep saying, "Oh, they won all 3."
Yeah,
there's so much context that's left out of that.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
it's been a talking point all week.
But it's going. but I understand it though, in a way, right? You want to read that comment? I'll pop that back off.
Steve comes in and says McDermott in the past deserved a lot of criticism. It's been great to see a lot of his doubters recognizing the changes he made as a coach this year and as a man. He wants to be better, and I can appreciate that. I'm one of his doubters, and I've credited him more this year than I think I've ever have since the 13-second game when he lost me.
Yep.
And it wasn't that the 13-second happened. It was the inability to accept being accountable. He talks about accountability, but he never came out and talked about it, never took accountability for it, nothing. That rubbed me the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, as a team, we got to take this. Not like, my bad. My defense sucks. I put Levi Wallace on the outside. My bad.
Oopsie.
Wait, no, he's actually right. That's odd.
I know. Sometimes.
Totally agree, T-Dobbs. This is a coaching game. We got the firepower players. Yeah. A lot of times it's the chess game with the coaches. I love this. This game's on the road. Slay the dragon in their lair is the best way. Absolutely. Can you imagine the confetti falling in the Bills colors in Arrowhead as we're standing on the podium
celebrating in
Arrowhead,
in their stadium? It's what we've been waiting for.
Yep,
it's what we all been waiting for, man.
Play the dragon and then party on their field.
It's been so long, guys.
Although I don't know if they'll do it in the field. They might do it in the locker room.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't.
Baseball, they always do it in the locker room if they win on someone else's field.
Yeah, I don't think they would do it on their field. I mean, I could be wrong. They'll celebrate on the field, but I don't know if they'll throw confetti. I don't think so.
If they'll do the trophy and all that stuff on their field, I don't know if they do that on the field.
I think they do, actually. I'm pretty sure they do. The trophy, I think they do.
It'd be wild to watch them get the trophy on Arrowhead's field.
I'm almost sure they do, Mikey. I don't know about confetti, but I'm almost sure because they want.
They don't be on the field. That's wild.
Yeah, because
baseball they do it in the locker room. If you win, they'll do it. They'll do it out on the field if you're at home, but if you're away, they do it in the locker rooms. But also different type of thing.
Yeah,
I agree with Dunn that we do need luck to bounce your way. There is part of luck getting to the Super Bowl. I do agree with that.
I don't.
All right, you want to go to the next one?
Yeah. All right, here we go. Away from home, we were just talking about that. Bills Mafia travels well, but it's not going to be the same. Thanks to wrapping up the number 2 seed in the AFC postseason picture this year, the Bills hosted their first 2 playoff opponents in Orchard Park at Highmark Stadium. This time, that would not be the case. Arrowhead Stadium and the Chiefs' Kingdom will be a much different setting on Sunday. Can the Bills still handle that? I think we can. We've been there before, right? This isn't anything new. We know what to expect when we go to Kansas City. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if it was our first time playing in a playoff atmosphere in Kansas City, I would say, man, yeah, hey, that's allows but they've been there.
They've been there.
That's what I'm saying. This is not nothing new. Same with the coach. Same with Josh Allen. Same with most of the players.
Also, if we had gotten blown our doors off in there, but we had the lead with 13 seconds at one point.
Exactly.
So,
We've only
I'm
won.
not worried about them going in and being nervous about this.
Only the AFC Championship game is where we just weren't ready yet. Yeah. Is where we got kind of beat up pretty bad. But all right, next up, last one. Super Bowl meaning for both teams. While both teams will mention not looking beyond the upcoming game, these guys in Buffalo and Kansas City are only human. Both sides will wonder, what if? What if the Chiefs make it? They'll have a chance at NFL history. Kansas City is vying to become the first team in league history to win 3 straight Super Bowls. And the Bills, well, their history with Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. And I get it. So, but we need to get back to the dance. I don't care about the history. The history is the history. The now is the now, right?
That's right.
And I don't care about the past and Chiefs, past games that we've played against them. Today's, now's now.
Listen, it's different teams. Like they're different teams from when we played them in
No,
week like 11
absolutely.
or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Spin comes in with some breaking news. Cowboys hired Schottenheimer as the head
Well,
coach.
I was telling you that, like he was front runner, and I had a
they
feeling
actually finalized.
they
the
just
deal.
did it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's Jerry Jones losing his fucking mind. Like, I mean, I don't. Whatever.
I agree, T Dobbs. We got to play to win, not play not to lose. You know?
Absolutely.
Did you guys see that Worthy said he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder because we didn't draft him? Yep, and that's fine.
Oh God.
You know, you do whatever you need to do.
God.
Chiefs, Kingdom, 3-peat, best dynasty in history. And good
Hey,
luck,
what
brother.
up, Chief? What up, man? He's
Good
a
luck this
regular
week.
here.
Yeah. Good luck this
Yeah.
week.
Hey, man, you have every right to pump your chest, man. So I can't really.
You know,
But this is it though. This is the past is the past. We were just saying that, right?
I do believe whoever wins this game is going to win the Super Bowl.
That I believe that too. I'm 100% with you on that one as well. We said that the was it the last year, right? So and the Chiefs went on and won a Super Bowl. So
you know what? I've heard that, Steve, from a lot of Chiefs fans. They thought they matched up better against the Ravens than they do against the Bills, and they wanted the Ravens to win so they didn't have to play the Bills.
I still think it would have been a really good fight between them.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think they match better against the Ravens than they do us.
Yeah, that might be true. I
Because
don't know.
Their defense.
Yeah. I'm with you. With you.
No need to hire someone. They're making me nervous. You know, now we need the Saints to hire someone before Sunday. You know, Joe Brady will be here another year.
I think so too.
Would Joe Brady really want to go and have Derek Carr as his quarterback?
And you got to wait, and that year's going to be probably a shit year, right? And you got to wait for
they have all kinds of cap problems.
Yeah, no, man. I'm telling you, he needs to be patient and take a better offering the following year when there's more teams available, more jobs available. That is better opportunity. Yeah,
KC flat out and deserve the first 3-peat team. Listen, if they go out and they beat us, they've earned it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, at the end of the day, if they go out and win, they've earned the shit out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I tell you,
flashy. It's not the flashy Chiefs. They're the very, fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
Clutch Chiefs. That's how they played it this year.
What up, Chief? But it will be. Listen, it's going to be a dogfight, regardless. Like, ain't no Chiefs fan, realistic Chiefs fan, can be cocky going into this game. They may have their chest pumped out and be like, "Hey, you got to beat us." Yeah, confident. But I don't think they have a right to be like, we're going to blow you out the fucking water. Like, they know what they're up against, right? Like this is a battle that's been going on for two really good teams. But the Chiefs have gotten their number in the past in the playoffs, but it's not been without a fight, right? It's always been a fight to the bit, right? To the very end, right? So I expect the same, right? So I don't think a realistic Chiefs fan could say, the Chiefs are going to slaughter us or something like that. And I don't think a realistic Bills fans can say the same either. I don't think this is a game where we're just going to go in there.
It's probably going to be like all the other games have been. It's going to come down to who has the ball last. Probably what's going to come down to.
Very possible. Very possible.
He comes in and said, did Brady interview for the Saints? He interviewed for 3. Interviewed for the Saints, the Jets, and the Jags.
Yep. And the Jets and Jags are done with.
Yep. So now it's the Saints. And I don't know why he would want to go to the Saints anyways. They have massive cap problems.
Yeah, unless he's just so desperate to become a head coach.
Well, he also has experience with the Saints because he was on Peyton's staff. But
yeah, that's true.
But Aaron Glenn could have went to the Saints and he went to the Jets.
Good luck there.
He chose the Jets over the Saints. Tells you everything you need to know.
Right.
At the end of the day, the Saints should hire McCarthy and leave Brady in Buffalo. I agree. The Saints are looking at Kellen Moore as well.
Okay.
Which I thought Kellen Moore was had a shot at going to the Cowboys because he was, an ex-Cowboys player. He was OC there for a long time.
I thought Deion Sanders possibly. I heard his name floating around there, but I guess not.
Jerry Jones is my favorite Cowboy. Keep them losing as long as possible.
Yeah.
I agree with Dunn. I think his best opportunity is to wait because there's a chance that he ends up in Cincinnati with Burrow and Chase. And ideally, that's where he could go and flourish. You know, when he get a chance to draft his own, they have such cap problems. Like, I don't know if he'd be around long enough because he's not going to win there.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you.
You know? So the following year, find your future head coach. Saints facing huge salary cap problems. Yes, they are. All right. Do we have any more?
Let me see here. We have, let's see here.
T-Dobbs, while you're looking for that, T-Dobbs says,
Yeah.
Can you believe Lamar has 10 TDs in 8 playoff games, but has 11 total turnovers in those 8 playoff games? That's wild.
We do got one more.
Because he's so freaking good. It's wild that those are his stats in the playoffs with how good he is in the regular season.
I know. All right, this will be quick. 5 things to watch for. I won't necessarily have to read all of them, but on the road, we already know. We just talked about that, so we'll skip that one. Hit the ground running, which is exactly
come out the gates quick.
Yep. So we know that. Turnovers, which we've talked about, and yes, that's
us played clean. They don't.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what's helped this defense out a lot this year. Playing bold, and that is what. Yes, 100%. Leave everything out there.
As Herm Edwards
leave
says,
it all out in the field, man.
To win the game.
Absolutely. And it's all about the quarterbacks, and I think the running backs too, to be honest with you. So that's that article. So I agree. And then the play bold probably was the best thing on that article. I agree, man. You gotta leave everything out there, man. Because there is no tomorrow. That is it. Do whatever it takes to get the job done. And they got to bring their best. You have to bring your best.
That would be amazing, Vito, if Mahomes pulls a Lamar and puts the ball in harm's way in a crucial moment. I haven't seen him do that very much in his career, though.
No, he doesn't. But he does do turnover. He does throw some fucked up interceptions at times.
I don't think Spags does get one of the jobs. I think Spags, the places he interviewed, have already hired. There's only one job left, and that's the Saints. And I don't think Spags is going there.
Yeah.
What if Reed retires? Reed just renewed his deal. I doubt he retires.
Yeah,
he loves it too much. You know,
ain't no reason.
The question becomes: what if Kelsey retires?
And he don't seem like he's going to. We'll find out, but he seems like he's fine.
We'll see. Making a shit ton of money off the field. Making more money off the field than he's making on the field.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, he's getting $18 million to play tight end, and he's getting $33 million to do a podcast.
Right. Plus commercials and whatever the fuck else he's getting paid to do now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the shows and shit. So you know,
and whatever else is going to come with his girlfriend.
Right. Bill's 28-21. Right.
I like that. I like it.
You know, I do like that. All right, let's get into the keys of the game.
Let's do it.
We'll start with the trench play. The offensive line needs to control the game. The defensive line needs to beat their offensive line. Here's the thing. We know Creed Humphrey is an all-pro. We know Trey Smith is an all-pro. You know, their other one, as Mook getting kicked out to tackle. So their 3 interior isn't strong there. They've kicked one of them out to tackle. Ed Oliver has a undrafted free agent that is starting, Caliendo, I think his name is, at left guard. You need to win there, and you need to win there, and you need to win at right tackle over Taylor.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The defensive line needs to show up today.
Absolutely. Collapse that pocket, man.
Needs to show up Sunday, this game.
Yep.
Collapse the pocket, make Mahomes uncomfortable. Run the cage rush, collapse the pocket. When Mahomes sneaks out, because he always sneaks out, we'll have one of those linebackers sitting there waiting for him.
Yep. Milano, probably. Yep.
You know, so I'm excited about that. That's my first one. My second one, McDermott. Play aggressive.
Yep.
Be aggressive. You know, play to win. Attack.
Yep.
Don't play to not lose. You know what I mean? That's the big difference.
Exactly.
And then lastly, I just want to see us come out of it healthy. So if we do win, we have a shot in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I'm Prison Mike.
Good.
You have any keys?
Just what they've been the whole postseason. Get some early stops, right? And the offense needs to come out aggressively, get some points, and I need to see that red zone be efficient. I want 7 instead of 3, right? Red zone work needs to be good like it was last week. I thought last week was way better than it was in Denver. Obviously, we are what? 2 for 4, 1 for 5 in Denver was terrible. We turned that around. We were what? 3 for 4, 4 for 5 in Baltimore, something like that. So way better red zone efficiency last week. I want to see that. And like I said, man, the defense has to get some early stops. If we can get a cushion going to half, I think the Bills definitely have a chance to win that game 100%.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Also, one piece I forgot to say: key receiver or pass catchers catch the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we, one of the biggest ones that usually happens is when we get drops early. That's when we struggle. Catch the flipping ball. Last year in this game, we lost because we couldn't catch the ball.
Yeah.
Sherfield had his worst game of the year.
Yeah.
Stephon dropped a big long one. James Cook dropped a touchdown. Before
you're right. Yeah.
A lot of drops last year. Catch the flipping ball.
Yep.
We have a super chat.
Oh,
gotta get to it.
Pop that.
There we go. Jason with the super chat.
Much.
3428 Bills. I love it.
Appreciate that, Jason.
What would be worse, losing to the Chiefs or in the Super Bowl? Losing to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Losing to Chiefs for the 4 times would be worse than losing the Super Bowl. If we made the Super Bowl, at least we have that.
Yeah. It would be. I would say that would be just a devastating blow that we just still can't figure out how to crack that code of beating Kansas City because it runs. Let's face the facts, guys. It runs through Kansas City. If we can crack the code and beat Kansas City this year, moving forward, I'm just saying after this year, I think all of us will have a sigh of relief. Like if we face them again, we know we can beat them in the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? So we have to crack that code.
Another super chat from Sarah.
Oh man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Sarah. We appreciate it. Thanks and go Bills. Yes, absolutely. Done says hot take. The Chiefs only score 7 to 10 points. I love it.
I mean, 10. You know what? Yeah, 10. Dude, if we can hold them to 10 and we score 17 first half, something like that.
Have a score lead or 2. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about no losing either game? Absolutely done. We don't lose in either. All right, let's get to the score prediction.
Yeah.
And then the X factors. You want me to start score prediction?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have it 31-24 Bills.
Okay, I like that.
I have it a 1-score.
What's the weather like?
It's supposed to be in the start the game. It's supposed to be in the low 40s, and by the end of the game, it's supposed to be in the low 30s.
No snow.
7-mile-an-hour wind. As of today, no snow.
So little windy.
It's supposed to be really nice, little cold.
No rain, no snow.
Rain.
As of now.
Of now, no rain, no snow.
Okay, so I'll go. Let's see here. So I'll go 31-21 Bills. 31-21.
All right, and I had 31-24. So we're close.
Yeah.
We're close.
Yeah.
I hope he goes off on Sunday too. That'd be fantastic. I just want us to win. I don't give a shit how we win. Just win the damn game. That's all I really care about. Thank you. Appreciate that, Connor.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
This may be the passing the torch game from Mahomes to Allen. I think once Allen and McD get it once, turn into multiple championships. It could be, because here's the thing, guys. We have a bunch of money coming next year too. And, this has been our worst, from a talent standpoint, roster that we've had in the last 4 or 5 years. They just play better as a team. So it'll be interesting to see how we play this. We have it 17-15 Bills. Wow. Low scoring game. 33-27, good guys.
I changed my
love that.
score, 34-23.
So we're just 1 point off.
Yes.
34. So I had 31. So you have us scoring 2 field goals, and then okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Perfect football weather. I agree. You know, I'm saying 2 possessions possibly. Perfect. Yes, I love it. Steve, 34-23. Yep, I like it. Bass kicks a late field goal to ice it. Oh, that'd be beautiful. Jason, where's Scott with his 99-0?
Scott was a no-show. What's up with that, Scott?
31-24. That's what I was thinking yesterday too. Weird. I just feel that one coming. Chiefs 32-31.
Man,
nice.
He is close.
Close.
Very close.
Like I could see it at 1 point game between the two guys too. With one of the kickers messing it up.
You never know. Yep.
Yep. So we'll see how that plays out. You know, Sarah comes in and said they included them last year for some reason. Okay, let's get into the X factors. Give me your offensive X factors. Tommy, I'll let you go first.
I'm gonna do it again, man. I did it last week. I'm gonna do it repeat. Amari Cooper on offense. Okay. I know it's crazy, but I just think this is a big game here, and I think that Amari Cooper is going to come through. I really do. I think they're gonna lean a little bit on him when plays need to be made outside of Khalil Shakir. And I think going back to the regular season when we face the Chiefs, Amari Cooper did have some big plays against the Chiefs. So I can see that again. So I'm gonna go Cooper on offense this time. Okay. Again. I do have faith in him.
All right. Before I get to mine, Chief, that is cruel, brother. I'm not gonna have a wide right. We're gonna have a wide left. That is just cruel. We have another super chat.
Oh yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yes, I appreciate that. And she has it 31-27 Bills. I like it. Here's mine. It's the running back room. I don't know which of the 3 it's going to be. It's going to be one. It might be all 3 of them combined. Right, the running back room is going to be the
I don't hate it
for this week.
I don't hate it.
It'll be a tough run from Cook, a tough run from Johnson, or a tough run from Ray. One of them is going to have it. And it's going to, maybe it's the Cook breaks one for 65, 70.
Yeah. If I could have a runner up, I would say the offensive line as a whole.
Ooh, yeah. We got right here someone come in and saying Spencer Brown's the X factor. You can say that about Cybo too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to remember we didn't have Kincaid or Keon or Spencer Brown on some of Milano and those guys in our last game either. Now they didn't have some of their guys, and their guys are back as well. But man, I'm excited. I'm so excited about this game. All right, defense. Who you got on defense?
I'm going to go Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver has the matchup. He has the matchup. This is a time for him to shine. And if he has the matchup, you better go shine. I think he will. And I think he will create heavy pressure up the middle. That will bother Mahomes. All right. So you want to put pressure on Mahomes. And I think Ed Oliver will do just that. So I'll go Ed Oliver.
Okay, my defensive X factor is going to be the same as was last week. Von Miller.
Nice.
Von Miller is going to show up and show why we paid him the money.
I love it.
Picked up a big fumble last week.
He did. Almost took it to the house.
Yep. Bishop gets a pick 6.
Oh, can you imagine?
Maybe not the TD, but he gets the interception. Also, Vaughn 2+ sacks. I think Vaughn is turning it up for the playoffs.
Yeah, he said exactly. He's this is what we got him for, right?
This
is really what we got him for. Let's be real. This moment
we got him to get Patrick Mahomes on the ground.
Right. This is really why we got him. Let's be real.
Right. This is why we got him. Because he did it. He did it when we played Pat last time. He did.
He did.
We needed him. So Von Miller's my X factor. I'll take it. I love it. Mother Nature had to freeze, however, so the Bills could win the Super Bowl. Need to make it. I'll make for us down in New Orleans. Right? Ain't that the truth, Beth? Because it snowed in New Orleans.
Snowed in Florida, which is unbelievable, and a lot of snow.
Tommy, when we win, you got to play that Jay.
Of course.
You know, Vegas expected a defensive game. That doesn't surprise me. Oliver did his thing last week too. Also, yeah, we need Oliver to show up. Oliver and Daquan are
Yep. Got to push that pocket, man. Yep. You got to collapse it. Got to put pressure there.
I'm so mad that it's the late game because we have to wait forever. But I understand. Like, listen, that's the biggest game on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This game might be bigger than the Super Bowl.
This is unbelievable. This is a moment, guys. Enjoy it.
Like,
man.
it's 4 years in the making, guys. That's for us to get back here. Enjoy the ride.
Right.
You know,
absolutely.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Vaughn as the best pass rush rate win since week 13. When they started, because like we talked about it early, they were like, you know, ramping him up throughout the season so he was healthy and ready come playoff time. Because of his age, you know, you still had to be smart with him. Man, he's looked like the Von Miller that we wanted. You know, he's winning, getting pressure, you know, picking up fumbles, getting sacks. Like, he may not have got a double-digit sack all season long, you know, but man, he's getting them in the playoffs when we need him.
Yep.
You know, is it true that you need a Missouri driver's license to be able to buy tables?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know about that. I don't know anything about that. Denver can't choke, period. Nope. Play to win the game. I want 200 points in this game. God, so he wants to shoot out 2.0 that we had from was it
200 is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You know, it's funny. Why is every number one team against the Bills is a big event? Anthony Bills don't have MVP, don't have a ring. Got to change that, fellas. Yeah. Listen, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
The Bills and Chiefs bring eyeballs every time they play on national TV.
Yes,
every time they play.
They know the deal. They know the deal.
They play, whether they play each other or play individuals. You know, every time the Chiefs or the Bills are on national TV, it brings eyeballs. When they play each other, it brings all the eyeballs.
Oh, the ratings are going to be through the roof, bro. Through the fucking roof. I could promise you that. They're going to be talking about it.
We'll see about the tables. Total Grinch move. That's the case. That is a bad business by Walmart.
It doesn't even make sense. Why would you? Who cares who's buying it? It's not like a set on fire.
Veto, not true. Yeah. That would be funny if that's the case. They're like, yeah, no, you can't buy it if you're not here. So you can't jump through them. One is going to cause the KC left tackle to false start 3 times. Book it. The left tackle. So you Tooney. You have Tooney out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know Taylor's going to false start because he false starts every game.
Right.
You know, I want Shakir to get 100 yards. I'd be good with that. 2 of the playoff offers to this team were 5 years ago. Mostly, we were 3-1 against them. You know, listen, we play them as good as we play anybody.
Absolutely.
Just in the playoffs, we just haven't been able to get over the hump. The 13 seconds, the wide right, you know, the last couple of times we played them, haven't cracked the code to get the W. I feel the Bills are in a different spot this year.
I do too.
Oh, he said I meant right tackle. Yeah. You know, I mean, Tooney struggles with speed rush. That's the one thing because he's a guard.
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing he does struggle with is a speed rush. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Vaughn over there. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see us use Solomon over there a little bit. I saw a video that some fan disclosed Walmart policy on game day.
Huh.
I mean, the owners of Walmart own the Broncos, so you think they would want us to go in and beat Kansas City,
right,
you know?
Right. Gives a shit about a table. It's all your fucking tables.
Yeah. I want to see Tommy chug a Corona post-game win. Tommy probably will, too.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Tommy probably will, too.
For sure.
All right, you got anything left? You know?
No, that's it, folks.
Wrap this up?
That's it, folks. So I will be here pregame. Game starts at 6:30. I'll be on at 5:00. Me and King Aramis, and then me and Mikey will be on post game right after.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say we're gonna be on 5 to 10 minutes after the game.
Yes.
So got to give that specific time. So we will be here live post game, live pregame. just hit the notification bell. You'll know when we go live. So, Bills Mafia, stay relaxed, stay cool,
Yeah.
enjoy your weekend,
enjoy the ride,
enjoy this ride. We got this. I'm confident, and I appreciate you guys rocking with us as usual. So, Bills Mafia, we love you, and as always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace.
Bills.